Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel once again. In this video I'm going to be teaching how to cut and sew this two-piece. So if you're interested in it, kindly watch till the end. Let's get started. I'm going to be using this piece of fabric to cut out the skirt, and note it is folded into two. That is, the center part of it is not opened, and then the length solely depends on what you want. I'm using about 22 inches plus sewing allowance or folding, and at the upper part of the fabric I've marked ½ inch and then connected with my ruler. So I'll be starting from the waistline. From the waistline, just divide your waist measurement by 4. Whatever you get, just mark it there. From the waistline, I'll be marking my waist to hip measurement, which is 12 inches. It's 12 inches because I measured from the high waist. It's not just around the waist, but the upper part of the waist. If you are using the normal waist, it's about 9 inches from the waist to hip. So after marking, I went ahead to connect, and then I'll be inputting or inserting my hip measurements. So at this point, divide your hip by 4. Whatever you get, just place it there. The hip was 50. I divided by 4. So I marked 12.5 over there. And then I reduced 1 inch from the 12.5. You can decide to reduce 1 or 2 inches depending on how fitted you want the skirt to be. So whatever you get at the hip, subtract either 1, 2 or 2.5 inches from it depending on how fitted you want it to be. After that, I went ahead to connect the lines together. As you can see, that is the waist, the hip, and then the hemline. So from there, I'll go ahead and then add about 1.5 or 2 inches seam allowance to the skirt. You can add from 1 inch to about 2 inches seam allowance. So after adding my seam allowances, I'll go ahead and then connect it together. Note this skirt is without a dart. I'm not going to be putting a dart in it. So I'm done with the front part of the skirt. I'll be using this to cut out the back. So with the back, at the center back, I went ahead to mark 1 inch in. That is for zip extension. You can either mark 1 inch or 1.5 inches for zip extension before placing the front on it. So you are placing the front from the 1 inch, not from the beginning of the fabric, but the zip extension. After the zip extension, just place it there like I've done, and then cut it out. So since the back is since there will be a zipper at the back, I went ahead to cut it into 2. So I've done same to the lining fabric, and then the lining fabric is 1 inch shorter than the main fabric I'll be using for the skirt. So at this point, I'm going to be placing it on top of it like this, with right sides facing each other. So after placing it, I'll go ahead and then stitch at the lower part or the hemline of the skirt. Note I'll be doing this to both front and back. So after stitching, this is what I have. I'm going to turn it for you to see why the lining is shorter than the main fabric. So after turning it, there will be excess fabric of the fashion fabric attached to the lining. So at this point, I'll go ahead and then place the front and back together just like this, and then take it to the machine and then stitch. Note I added 2 inches seam allowance. That is what I just stitched. So at this point, I'll go ahead and then join these two together where there will be the zipper. So I'll go ahead and then pin them together just like this, and then mark my zip line. So just measure the length of your zip and then mark before stitching the back of the skirt. So after marking, I'll go ahead and then mark the 1-inch zip extension I added, then take it to the machine and stitch. After stitching, this is how the skirt looks like. So I'll go ahead and then add my waistband to it. So I'm going to cut out a piece of fabric about 5 inches in width, and then the length should be the size of your waist. So after cutting out the 5 inches in width, I went ahead to fold 1/2 inch on both sides, making 4 inches. So from there, I'll be opening it up just like this, and then the folded 1/2 inch will just be placed on the waistline from the zip extension line, that is the back. Just open up the 1/2 inch I folded in. I'll go ahead and then open it up and then pin it. That will serve as a guideline for stitching. So after pinning, I went ahead to stitch that 1/2 inch line I folded in, and this is what I have. So I'll just go ahead and then place this on top of it just like this. The other 1/2 inch I folded in, just place it on top of this just like this, and then pin. Note, make sure it's slightly longer than the seam line. So slice about quarter longer than the seam line, and then just pin it down. So after pinning, I went ahead to stitch on top of it from the front. Stitch from the front part of the skirt, so that if there is any crooked line or anything, it will be hidden on the lining or at the inner part of the skirt. So at this point, I'll go ahead and then fold my zip extension in and then fix my zipper. So however you fix your zip, just go ahead and then fix it at this point. So I'm just folding my zip extension, which is 1 inch in, and then I'll go ahead and fix my zip. And then with the lower part or the hem of the skirt, I left some space at the back to enable the person walk. So since this is a mini skirt, I advise you use about 3 inches or 4 inches in length. So whatever works for you, just go ahead and then use it. I went ahead to fix my zipper, and this is what I got. And then I went ahead to hem the lower part of the skirt as well. So this is all for the skirt. Don't forget to like, comment and share my videos. And then the other part of the dress, that is the blouse, will be uploaded very soon. So kindly subscribe to my channel so that you get notified whenever I post my videos. Don't forget to like, comment and share my videos as well. See you another time. Bye.